How do you embrace the 18-month-old stage where they think they can do everything and they actually can't? This may not be what you want to hear, but you let them try. You let them make a mess. You let them see how much they can't do it. Essentially, you're creating a baseline for them. Starting around child number 4, I started let them pour their own drinks far earlier than they should have. Because all of a sudden they realize they're far clumsier than they think they are. A great way to do this is to get a little bucket of water and a couple of cups and bring them outside where they're not going to make a mess inside, and just let them dump water back and forth between cups. If they think that they can sweep the floor, give them a broom. They may be doing a terrible job. They may have destroyed the pile that you just swept perfectly. However, they don't know they're not helping yet. They think they're helping. Let them do a bad job. I think one of the worst versions of this is when they think they can buckle their own seatbelt. And usually at this stage, I will tell them, you do the top and I'll do the bottom. So I let them mess with the top part of the seatbelt while I'm buckling the bottom part of the seatbelt, and then eventually they figure out how to get it closed. Eventually. And then they feel like they had a part of buckling their seatbelt. Like, you just need to let them be bad at it. You're building up resiliency. You're building up the ability for them to realize, oh, I kind of suck at that. How do I get better? And it's annoying, but it's actually really needed for them building their skills. I know I've talked about it before, but these busy buckets are great. I get all of mine from Little Nugget Learning. There's a discount code in the link in my bio. This is not sponsored. This is genuinely what we use. But this is the new busy bucket we got last week. It's like a winter theme, snowman theme. So you can see the last kiddo that was using this was putting all the little white things into the individual buckets. Littler ones will just go and scoop things around and just kind of understand spatial understanding. That was a lot of understandings. Anyway, what that can do is kind of set you up for those moments so they can see they can't always do it themselves, but they can push through and learn to do different things. One of the things that I like about this one has a lot of different textures in it. Like you have gravel, these light plastic beads, some of these little flowers, some beads. They can start to separate by texture, by color, by big, by little. And this is something when they're like, I can do it. You give them tweezers and this, and they'll figure out how to do something. When they come up against something in the day-to-day that they're like, I can do this, you can go back and go, hey, remember the first time you used that busy bucket? It went kind of messy, but now you've gotten way better at it. This might go the same way. Kind of setting their expectations that they might suck at this. So that when they do make a mess, it's not a big deal. You understand going into it that they're probably going to make a mess. Because it's only through doing it badly when they can't that they understand how eventually they can. And building these skills early is actually going to be able to help them as they go through different stages of me do it, because eventually the goal is for them to take over ownership on themselves, that they'll no longer need you. So giving them the opportunity to do things poorly and grow from an earlier age is actually a great thing. Even though the me do it stage is annoying, don't be resistant to it. It's actually really helpful long term.